What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? This is gonna be your Black Ink Crew season 7, episode 17. Um, so we start off where we left off with Donna and Alex having a conversation, and basically Donna finally just said what I think everybody been saying all over the internet, all in my comments, that fucking Alex just need to sue. If this shit is real, I mean, even if it's for the storyline, sue him on the storyline. You know what I'm saying? But you're not gonna sit here and tell me that somebody gets blindsided, gets attacked, gets assaulted, and now their livelihood is put in jeopardy, that they wouldn't think about suing. Now Alex's thing is, well, I ain't trying to sue because I'm from the streets and that's just not how we handle stuff. We don't bring legal people. You know, I don't like having lawyers in my business. You want the eviction people in your business? You want the repossession people in your business? You want the bill collectors in your business? Because that's all the people that's going to be in your business when you can't pay your bills. How about that? So later on in the episode, Donna takes him to see her lawyer. And the lawyer basically says, look, based on what you're telling me, if all of this checks out, if what you're saying is what really went down, you have a really good case. And even though I can't give you absolutes because I can't promise you anything because you never know which way the court system is going to go, I can say you have a very strong case and a very good possibility of me being able to win you some compensation. So Alex ponders on it, but he decides, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to sue. So they move forward with that. All right, so that's that storyline. Okay. Sky. Sky went down. Remember, Sky went down to Miami because her sales weren't doing that well. She asked Caesar for some advice. And Caesar basically told, because she was ready to go down there firing everybody and, you know, being Sky. Caesar was like, that's not, no. He said, it's still a new business. It's too early to go down there trying to clean house. Like, you know, you might have to do some retraining. You got to kill them with kindness. You got to tell them what you expect. And Sky was like, you know, if there's one thing I know how to do, I can sell some shit. And so she was showing them, they had some customers coming in, because she did a Sky in the beginning. You know, she was all acting crazy at first, but then she was like, "Woosah, let me talk to y'all." But she showed them in a Sky kind of way how to sell merchandise to people, to women, really. She was like, you know, tell them that their body looks great, and of course she was a little more crass than that. Tell them that their breasts look pretty and that dress looks nice on them. She was like, if you flatter a woman and tell a woman that outfit curves her body and that outfit flatters her and that outfit makes her look scrumptious and all these other things that we want to look like, they'll buy it. And as a result, of course, the women bought the stuff that Sky was selling them. And so she said the sales are doing better. You know, not overnight success type of thing, but she felt like people are improving. All right, so we'll get back to Sky in a few minutes. So Walt in the calendar shoot. Now, something I didn't bring up at my last review when they were having this calendar, I was so caught up on Tati and Crystal in that storyline. Did y'all notice how it was just a stack of fresh 20s just sitting in that cup? Like somebody just went to the bank and just was like, let me get $500 in 20s, and they just put that shit in the cup. Then they go say that they didn't raise that much money. That supposedly they only raised like $380. It looked like more than $380 in that cup y'all was passing around with them fresh 20s in it. But okay, I'm going to go along with y'all. I'm going to go along with that. Wink, wink. So they're going to take the money, and they decided that it's a good idea to take the money that Walt needs for his new apartment and flip it at the casino. And of course, everybody's like, yeah, that's a good idea, except for Kitty, who's like, Kit, whatever. No. Like, that's a bad storyline waiting to happen. But all right, we're going to let them have it. They going to the casino. They're going to Foxwoods. Woo. Foxwoods is actually a nice casino. All right. Bae Mama's the receptionist. She had her first day on the job. She did good. You know, she remembered everything Scott told her. I'm telling y'all, Bae Mama speak English. I can keep pretending like that woman don't speak no English if she want to. Bae Mama speak English. You know what the fuck going on in that damn. She just playing along. She getting a check. Last week, when Bae said her mama need to raise money for that credit card bill, let her work at the shop, what Bae was really saying was put her in some more scenes so she could get a bigger check to pay off this damn credit card. It can give a damn about her being a daggone receptionist. Get her in some more scenes so her check get bigger. So anyway, excuse me. So Ted and Tati. They really haven't been speaking since the party. They meet up to have a conversation. And basically, look, this is that bullshit. Ted was like, because Tati said, I really, feel some kind of way about how you treat me. You're not talking to me. You were flirting with Crystal right in front of me. Like, that was real disrespectful. I thought we were a team. I thought we were in this together. And Ted was like, well, since you bring up team, it's funny you mention that. He was like, I thought we were a team too. He was like, but the way you came at me the other night, when you basically, you were telling me that you felt like I was wrong for the situation with Alex, like, that really hit me some kind of way. Like, I felt like, how could she be going against me? We supposed to be on the same team. He said, all the times that I supported you, all the fights you done got into at the shop and I supported you, and Tati ass gonna back down. No, you stand your ground. I'm gonna tell you why you stand your ground, Tati, because here's the difference. You did not go against him publicly. Publicly, you ain't say shit. It was privately that you let him know, look, I'm really feeling how you handling this situation with Alex. I felt like you were wrong. She didn't come against you publicly. Nobody knew about that conversation but you and her. Well, the cameras were there, but you know what I'm saying. Here's my problem. And Funky Neva says something to this effect a lot of times in his videos too. You can support me in public and chastise me in private. Because here's the thing, at the end of the day, I don't want a friendship, relationship, marriage. I don't want none of that if somebody can't be honest with me and tell me when I'm wrong and when I'm out of pocket. And I can't receive it in the manner in which it was given to me. Tati didn't cuss at you when she was talking to you. She didn't even raise her voice. Y'all were having a nice calm dinner or drink or whatever. She didn't even come at you sideways. He talking about something. Tati just got a way of saying stuff. Da, 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 da. Tati ain't come at you crazy. She really didn't. She just said that she felt like y'all were wrong for what y'all did. And she only said that after she found out that Alex was hurt. She hadn't really said nothing all this time since it happened up until now. But when she found out that y'all really hurt that boy, then it was, look, Alex is really hurt, and I feel like y'all owe him an apology because the way y'all went at him was wrong. Boom. Now, Ted, you's a bitch. Because I don't know what kind of relationship you want where all you want is somebody to tell you that you're right even when you're not. Because you're not right in this situation. And there's no way you can spin this shit that you're right. You can have Caesar's back and support Caesar without doing what you did. What you did was some punk shit. That's what you did. You blindsided that man when he didn't see you coming. He didn't even know you was in it over a fight that he didn't even want no parts of. So, with all of that being said, Tati backed down, talking about something, well, I understand where Ted coming from, and I want to try to make this work with him. Alright, like I said, you backed down and you shouldn't have because you weren't wrong. You were not wrong, but whatever. Alright, so let's get to the trip. So they going up to Foxwoods. Sky's still in Miami. So it was just everybody except for Sky and of course Donna and Alex aren't there. So even Nico and her mom went. Her mom went to go, watch Nico or whatever. And her mom, because her mama was ready to gamble. She was putting Nico to sleep and she was ready to gamble. And she said, so they get to, let me not get ahead of myself. So they get to Foxwoods. Well, let me finish this up first before I get to Foxwoods because that's where I'm going to end this. Let's talk about, we see where Sky got into the argument with Des. And she said, I said some stuff that I'm not proud of. I'm not proud I said what I said to him, but he's really upset with me because I wouldn't give his father his phone number. And he really wants to speak with his father. But, I just couldn't do it after the way his father came at me the last time we met, blah, blah, blah. So here's the thing. We know that on social media, again, how much of this is for the show, how much of this is real, I don't know. But we know that on social media, both of her sons have unfollowed her. Supposedly they're not speaking anymore. The son, Des is living with the other son, and they're living with the father in Las Vegas. I believe this is what I heard in the streets. And so I don't know what's really going down, but I guess this is where the beginning of the end happened. This is where they started sort of parting ways, I guess. And so, Sky's thing is, I I couldn't go through with giving him his number because of how he was just acting. He was just acting so out of pocket. Now, what I'm going to say is this. You can't visit your issues with their father on the sons. Just like they gave you a chance, just like you weren't a perfect mother, just like you did shit you shouldn't have done, you've got to give them the same opportunity to meet their father, get to know their father, and make a decision. They're grown. And I get it that he was disrespectful towards you. I get it that he made you mad, because that's all that was. He pissed you off. Yeah, he said some shit that he probably shouldn't have said. And whatever happened between y'all is what happened between y'all. Like, I don't, none of us were there. We only know what you've told us and what he is starting to say now. But at the end of the day, just like that young man had an opportunity to get to know you, and he gave you a chance, even though you made some really bad decisions and you made some mistakes, give him that same opportunity to meet and get to know his father for himself. At this point, y'all don't never have to speak again. Once you give him that phone number, you don't never have to speak to that man again. That's all you got to do. 777-9311. Bye, bitch. And that's it. That's the end of the conversation. You ain't never got to speak to that man again. So, there's that. Alright, now let's get to Foxwoods. So, they come rolling up in Foxwoods like Ocean's 13 and shit. They even got the baby. She carrying baby Nico with some sunglasses on, honey. That baby Nico is he's the cutest little thing. So they get there, and immediately Caesar is not feeling well. Like something's is wrong with him. Like he's in pain. Like he never really articulated what his issue was. He never said whether he was in pain or not. But Ted was like, "Look, I've seen you sick before. This is something bigger." And Caesar wouldn't even talk to Ted. He was trying to ask him questions and ask him, "Are you in pain? Are you sick? Like what is wrong with you?" Caesar never even answered the question. So Ted was like, Ted was like, well, look, we need to get a paramedic. Something is not right. Like, this is not how you are. Like, I know who you, so something's not right. So they called the paramedics. And again, this is how you know the shit had some validity to it, because the paramedics was like, can y'all turn these cameras off? And they closed the door, and you basically didn't know what was going on until 30 minutes later when the doctors got done talking to Caesar. And they said his blood level was low. His blood sugar was low. I don't know if he deals with diabetes. I don't know, because if that's something they talked about in earlier seasons, y'all know I just started watching this last season, so I don't know. Well, season before last, because I watched it last. Anyway, since I've been watching it, I don't remember them talking about it, so I don't know. But they said it's stress, and of course he was like, I got 5 shops. Of course I'm gonna be stressed out. But they told him that he needs to watch his stress, that he needs to, he really needs to take care of himself, which he probably is not. Most men don't. They don't take care of themselves like they should. And so he stayed back at the room, and Ted stayed back at the room with him. And they went down to the casino, and they gambling, they doing what they do, whatever. So at one point, the ladies were at the bar. They were up like $400 or something like that. I don't know, $500-$600. The ladies at the bar having a drink, and they get to talking. Well, come to find out, a couple of days earlier, come to find out, they were riding around. They teaching Bay how to drive. Lord, that's a whole nother conversation. But they teaching Bay how to drive, and Bay, Kit, and Caesar actually saw Ted out with Crystal. They were out eating. They gave each other a little hug, whatever. And y'all know how that goes. Shit can look however you want it to look, or it don't. If you think it look a certain way, it's gonna look that kind of way, because you don't know why they were meeting, what they were talking about. Who knows? But it didn't look too cool. So they end up telling Tati that what they saw, and Tati was like, well, first of all, why y'all just telling me this? Which, that's a valid question. And their thing was, look, we didn't know what was going on with y'all, like, and for real, we wasn't really trying to get in the middle of it, which I could respect that too. Like, look, that ain't my business. So, of course, Tati immediately goes off. Oh, hell no. She goes running up to the room. She confronts Ted. And Ted tells her, like, look, yes, I went to go talk to Crystal. No, I didn't tell you about it because I didn't want you to trip. He was like, we were talking about you. Now, she never gave him an opportunity to tell her what he said we were talking about you. My next question would have been, about me what? Like, what is it that the two of y'all could possibly have to say about me? And Ted he apologized earlier for flirting with Crystal in front of him. He's in front of her. He said, "Look, I was mad." Now, for me, I would have been like, "So did this whole thing take place while we were mad at each other, and you decided to take your flirting to another level, or like what was really good?" And Tati is just going off, going off, going off. And Taylor was like, "Look, I don't know what else." He said, "I have done everything to show you that I want to be with you." He was like, "Nothing." He was like, "First of all, we weren't at dinner. We were at a coffee shop having coffee, having a conversation. There was nothing that went down." And then now Tati had a good point. She said, "Well, why the fuck wouldn't you tell me about it so that I wouldn't be blindsided when they came to me and told me what happened?" That's a valid point. You know how people gossip. You know how people going to twist shit up however they want to twist it up. And he ain't really had no answer for that. Ted's thing, we all know how Ted is. Ted get quiet, he shut down, and he don't have nothing else to say. And basically, they argue, because at first he wasn't going to talk to her. He rolled over like he was going to go back to sleep. And he was like, "Yo, it is 6 o'clock in the morning. You are in here yelling at the top of your lungs in my face. Like, that is not how you have a conversation with somebody." And I get it. Tati was mad. She was in her feelings. She was pissed off. Like, I get all of that. But I see where Ted coming from, too. Ted was asleep. Under the covers, minding his business. Like, what the fuck? So basically, Ted was like, "You know what? I ain't doing this with you no more. It's done. It's over. It's a wrap. We're done. Cut it." That's pretty much where it ended. Now, the other thing that happened was a letter was delivered to the shop by certified mail. Baby mama had to sign for the letter. Obviously, y'all know what it is. It's the letter that Alex is suing Caesar. Bay ain't gave Caesar that damn letter yet. Now, mind you, the paramedics just told him to cut his stress. This gonna raise his stress through the daggone roof. But I guess next week she'll actually give him the letter. Because she went to go take him the letter. And Ted was like, he's asleep. You know, he not really feeling well right now. So she going to have to give him that letter. Like I said, next week's episode look like he going to get the letter. And then they're going to get to talking about whether Alex is really... And again, Caesar, you... Anyway, we'll talk about it next week. Because I saw the preview. I ain't even about to go down the road off of a preview. Because you know how shit get edited. So anyway, that was Black Ink Crew episode. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Drop it in the comments. Peace.